If you're thinking about getting a Shih Tzu, you've probably asked yourself this question: is it better to choose a male or a female? And the answer is not as simple as it seems. A lot of people think there's no difference, but the truth is, each one has its characteristics, advantages, and challenges. And if you don't know this before deciding, you might end up choosing a dog that doesn't fit your lifestyle. Some people say that males are more clingy and affectionate, but they can also be more stubborn. Females, on the other hand, tend to be smarter and more independent, but there's one detail that can cause trouble every 6 months. And there's more. The behavior, hygiene habits, relationship with the family, and even the ease of training can change depending on the dog's gender. But don't worry, because there's no right or wrong answer. What matters is finding a profile that fits you best. If you want a dog that will follow you everywhere and ask for affection all the time, a male might be the best choice. But if you prefer a dog that learns the house rules faster and is more laid back, maybe the female is the better option. The important thing is to analyze each detail before making your decision. And stay tuned, because there's a difference that almost no one talks about, but it can completely change your choice. So watch until the end and let me know in the comments. Do you already have a preference, or are you still unsure? And of course, if this content helped you, leave a like and subscribe to the channel, because more important tips are coming to help you take the best care of your Shih Tzu. Now, let's discover which one is ideal for you. Personality. Many people think all Shih Tzus are the same, that it doesn't matter whether you choose a male or female because in the end, they're all cute, affectionate, and loyal. But the truth is, there's a huge difference in personality between them, and understanding this can save you from many surprises once the pet is already in your home. So, if you want a dog that perfectly matches your lifestyle, pay close attention. Males tend to be more clingy, needy, and extremely attached to their owner. They love being around you all the time, follow you everywhere, and if they could, would stay on your lap all day long. This is great for those who love having a true Velcro dog nearby, but there's one catch: this attachment can turn into anxiety when the owner leaves. Some males may become sad or even whine when left alone. They also tend to be more playful and mischievous, always ready for a new adventure. But at the same time, they can be a little more stubborn and distracted during training, since they get so excited that they forget what they were learning. Females, on the other hand, tend to be more independent and observant. They learn commands faster and are usually more focused during training. Additionally, they're great at understanding the household routine and can tell when it's time to play and when it's time to rest. But because they're smarter, they can also be a bit more stubborn, testing their owner's limits. Sometimes, they may even seem a little high and mighty, as if they know they rule the house. And anyone who's had a female Shih Tzu knows, they know exactly how to get what they want. But there's a difference that almost no one notices, and it could completely change your choice. If you think the male is clingier and the female more independent, wait until you discover how each one behaves inside the house. And here comes a surprise that many people only realize after adopting: urine. If there's one thing that makes many pet owners regret their choice between a male and a female, it's their behavior inside the house. It may seem like a small detail, but those who've been through it know, there's nothing worse than dealing with urine outside the right spot, marked furniture, and unpleasant odors spreading around the house. And the worst part? Many people only discover this difference after bringing the pet home. Males, by instinct, have the habit of marking their territory. This means they don't just urinate to relieve themselves, but also to show that space is theirs. This includes sofas, curtains, corners of the walls, and even the legs of furniture. Even those who learn to use a pee pad may still raise their leg outside the proper spot at times. Castration helps a lot in reducing this behavior, but it's not a magic solution. Some males take time to break this habit, and patience and training are needed to teach them where the right spot is. Females, on the other hand, are much more hygienic and learn to pee in the right place faster. They don't have the same territory marking habit as males, which means accidents around the house are generally fewer. Sounds perfect, right? But there's a catch that might surprise some owners: the heat cycle. If the female is not spayed, she will go into heat every 6 months, which can lead to bloodstains around the house, behavior changes, and in some cases, extreme clinginess or even irritability. Some females become more affectionate and demand more attention, while others may become more standoffish. There's also another important point. When a female is in heat, she releases a scent that can attract male dogs from far away, which can be a problem if there are other dogs in the neighborhood. Many owners aren't prepared to deal with this, and spaying ends up being the best solution to avoid these inconveniences. But does spaying completely change the dog's behavior? And what happens when a male or female is spayed? The answer might surprise you. Spaying. Spaying is one of the most important decisions in a pet owner's life, but many people think it's just to prevent unwanted puppies. What almost no one talks about is that spaying completely changes the dog's behavior, both for better and for worse. And this is exactly why many owners are surprised after spaying their dogs, noticing changes they never imagined. In males, spaying can be a huge relief for those who struggle with the territory marking issue. After being neutered, many stop urinating everywhere and become calmer and less impulsive. Additionally, those males who used to want to mate with everything in sight, such as cushions and the legs of visitors, usually lose this behavior over time. Another positive point is that they fight less with other dogs, as testosterone levels significantly decrease. But there's one detail that many people don't expect. Neutered males can become lazier and even a bit more food-driven. If they used to run around the house all day, after spaying, they may prefer to take long naps and seek out treats whenever possible. Spayed females no longer have to deal with the heat cycle, meaning no bleeding, no mood swings, and no scent that attracts male dogs from the neighborhood. Additionally, spaying greatly reduces the risk of serious health issues, such as uterine infections and breast cancer. But just like with males, their metabolism also slows down, which can lead to easier weight gain. That's why, after spaying, it's essential to manage their diet and encourage physical activity to prevent weight gain. So, if you're worried about the challenges of the heat cycle or territory marking, spaying could be a great solution. But hold on. Now comes another common question for those thinking of getting a Shih Tzu: who sheds more and is harder to take care of? If you think the answer is obvious, you might be surprised. Who gives more work? If you think having a Shih Tzu is all about cuteness and affection, hold on, because the hygiene and care part can be a real challenge if you're not prepared. These little dogs have long, soft, and beautiful fur, but that means maintenance is constant. And what many people don't know is that there is a difference in the type of fur between males and females, which can greatly impact the time and effort you'll spend taking care of them. Males usually have more voluminous and thicker fur, which can be great for those who love that lion-like look, but at the same time, it requires more brushing to avoid tangles and mats. If you don't brush your male Shih Tzu at least a few times a week, he can end up with tough-to-remove tangles, which can even lead to discomfort and skin problems. On the other hand, this dense coat tends to hold the fur in place, so they don't shed as much around the house. Females, on the other hand, tend to have finer and silkier fur, which makes grooming easier, but there's one detail that surprises many people: they shed more. If you don't like finding tufts of hair all over the couch, the floor, and even on your clothes, this might be something to consider. Additionally, because they have more delicate fur, females may need extra care to keep their coat shiny and soft with proper hydration. And regardless of whether you choose a male or female, one thing is certain: baths and grooming should be done every 15 days. A Shih Tzu without maintenance will have a strong odor and can accumulate dirt in its fur, especially around the eyes and mouth. But there's a trick that can make this much easier: keeping the puppy cut. This style significantly reduces the volume of the fur, keeps the dog cooler, and reduces the frequency of brushing needed to avoid tangles. Heat. Many people choose a female without realizing what's coming, and when the first heat cycle arrives, panic sets in. It's at this point that many owners realize they weren't prepared to deal with this phase and wonder, why didn't anyone warn me about this before? If you still don't know how the heat cycle works in a Shih Tzu, pay attention, because this information could completely change your decision. Unlike males, who mark their territory with urine, females go into heat every 6 months, and that means some significant changes in behavior and daily life. First, there's the bleeding. Some females leak only a few drops, while others leave traces around the house, on the sofa, bed, and even on their owner's lap. Often, the solution is using diapers, but not all dogs accept them well and might try to remove them. Also, during heat, they can become more clingy and needy, wanting attention all the time. Others, on the other hand, become irritable and impatient, not wanting much contact. And if that already sounds like a lot of work, there's another detail that could become a major issue. The scent the female releases during heat attracts male dogs from the neighborhood. If you live in a house, be prepared for unexpected visits from unknown dogs roaming the gate, howling, and even trying to get in. And if you already have an unneutered male at home, the situation could get even more complicated, as he might become extremely agitated, crying, refusing food, and trying in every way to reach her. The only definitive solution to this is spaying. It eliminates the heat cycle, prevents bleeding, and greatly reduces the risk of diseases like uterine infections and tumors. But is spaying really worth it for females? And what happens if we neuter a male? If you think spaying only prevents unwanted puppies, wait until you discover how it can completely transform your dog's behavior, health, and longevity. Many people choose a Shih Tzu without considering long-term health, but this is one of the most important aspects. After all, no one wants to see their best friend suffering from illnesses, right? Here's a little-known fact. Males and females may be predisposed to different health problems. Males tend to be more robust and may experience fewer hormonal fluctuations throughout their lives. However, if not neutered, they can develop prostate problems and even testicular tumors. Additionally, some unneutered males may suffer from stress and anxiety when there are females in heat nearby, which can even affect their appetite and behavior. Females, on the other hand, if not spayed, face a higher risk of developing uterine infections like pyometra, which can be severe and even fatal if not treated in time. There's also a higher likelihood of developing mammary tumors over their lifetime. But the good news is that early spaying drastically reduces these risks and even increases their life expectancy. Speaking of which, who lives longer? On average, both males and females can live between 12 and 16 years, but females tend to have a slight advantage, especially when spayed. However, more than the dog's sex, factors like diet, veterinary care, and lifestyle are the key elements that really make a difference in your Shih Tzu's longevity. If you want a more playful, clingy, and needy dog that will follow you around the house and love cuddles, the male might be the best choice. But remember, he may need more patience when it comes to training, especially when it comes to potty training. Additionally, if not neutered early, he may develop the habit of marking his territory, which could lead to a bit more work on a daily basis. Now, if you prefer a more independent dog that learns quickly where to go potty and has a cleaner, more organized nature, the female might be the ideal choice. But be careful, if not spayed, the heat cycle can be a challenge, bringing behavioral changes and the need for extra care. On the other hand, a spayed female won't have this issue and will have a lower risk of future health problems. So now, after all of this, which one do you choose, male or female? Comment below, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if this content helped you, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Shih Tzu tips. There's still so much more you need to know to take care of your new best friend, so stay tuned for more content coming your way.